In Kingdom Hearts, your goal is to save the worlds from a dark and terrifying group of enemies, not to mention overcoming many other obstacles, both human and non-human, with the hopes of one day ending the war between darkness and light once and for all. There are 159 trophies in total across the trilogy, and this is my more than 275-hour journey to earn every single one of them. So now our journey begins on the Destiny Islands, where we meet Sora's friends Riku and Kairi, and a mysterious hooded figure by a large secret door. The night before the trio was set to go on a grand adventure to other worlds, an attack was launched by a group of unknown shadow creatures called the Heartless. Riku is sucked into the darkness surrounding him, and we received a mysterious key-shaped weapon which proved useful in fighting the creatures off. Kairi is seemingly lost when the secret door opens, the islands are destroyed, and then we get introduced to the other characters that will accompany us on our journey, the famous Disney characters Donald Duck and Goofy. Their king has disappeared and left them in order to find the key, so they head off to Traverse Town and the journey officially begins. In Traverse Town, we use our newfound Keyblade to fight through more Heartless, and eventually meet Leon, who explains what these enemies are. They're creatures that consume hearts, and the Keyblade is the only weapon capable of defeating them, and he also tells us about a man named Ansem who is said to have studied the Heartless but has since vanished. Sora meets Donald and Goofy in the 3rd District as a large group of Heartless attack, including a much larger Heartless called Guard Armor. Then the group decides to travel together as they all have a common goal in finding their friends. Before leaving Traverse Town, I got the Blue Trinity ability, which set a few of those grind trophies we mentioned at the start into motion, and we get a cutscene with some dark figures discussing how to deal with the new Keyblade wielder. Chip and Dale tell us about the Gummi ship and how to operate it, so I checked it out to finally earn the first trophy. Alright, so we're gonna save the blueprint there, and there we go, Customizer, first trophy earned. After getting in the Gummi ship, I had two options. Head down to the Colosseum, or I could go up, which would take me to Wonderland, and I decided that Wonderland was the move at this point. We found Alice on trial for an attempted theft of the Queen's heart, and the Queen has no proof, so we offered to collect evidence, and she agreed, thinking that we'd fail. Even after bringing forth evidence that shows the Heartless did it, the Queen ignores all of the evidence and orders that all three of us get arrested. We end up defeating her card henchmen, only to find that Alice was kidnapped amidst the chaos, and I fought the Trickmaster boss Heartless, and for some reason it was more of a pain than I remembered. This thing actually dropped me a couple times, but this is where I remembered about another trophy. When you die in this game, a prompt pops up saying continue or load game, and for the trophy Undefeated, I cannot click continue, meaning anytime I die, I have to start where I last saved, and in the event that I forgot to make a save file recently, it could set me back a long way. After I finally took out this boss, we ended up leaving and getting our second trophy for completing the world and sealing off the keyhole to Wonderland. Hey, the rabbit hole, trophy earned. We have completed Wonderland. Before setting off to my next world, I decided to quickly check off one of the 30 Gummi ship missions that I needed for 100% completion, and doing so grabbed me another trophy called Test Pilot for completing a level 1 Gummi mission. The next world we traveled to was Deep Jungle, where Sora is initially separated from Donald and Goofy and lands in Tarzan's old treehouse. Kerchak, Sora, me, help, Sabor, danger. Tarzan is potentially my favorite companion in the game because he's just a badass. We quickly made it to the camp where we met Jane and Clayton is obviously going to be the bad guy here, just like he was in the movie. He tricks Tarzan into revealing the hidden home of the gorillas, leading to a boss fight where he shows us just how far gone he is by enlisting the help of a stealth sneak. Stealth sneaks are actually really tough fights. I'm glad they didn't include a ton more of them in the game. There are a few in the Colosseum that we deal with later, but honestly, they're a really cool fight, but they are very tough. Thankfully, in the early game, we were able to take it out pretty easily. Pin him up against the wall, take him out. You're trash, kid. Once both were defeated, Tarzan led us to the keyhole and told Sora that his friends are there, which left Sora pretty confused and a bit frustrated by that, thinking that he was going to find his friends now. What Tarzan was trying to say was that his friends are in Sora's heart, but the boy was raised by monkeys. English isn't really his strong suit. Sealing that keyhole put another trophy in our trophy case, earning us Member of the Tribe. We'll have to go back to World 1, and Member of the Tribe, trophy earned for completing the Deep Jungle. A cutscene shows us the group of shadowy figures from before, but this time it's pretty obvious who everyone is. They're clearly surprised by another victory from us, but aren't truly worried because we don't know about their other plan. Cutting back to the camp in Deep Jungle, Sora gets his first Keyblade upgrade, and here's where another really difficult trophy officially comes into play. In order to earn unchanging armor, I'm not allowed to change any of our equipment at any point prior to beating the game. Since I also learned the Red Trinity ability when I sealed the keyhole, I took the team back to Traverse Town to uncover more secrets, like using a book I brought to Merlin for Sid, which actually actually let me enter into a new world called 100 Acre Wood. The world of Winnie the Pooh will take several torn pages to complete and is full of fun mini games for us to take part in as well, which are a part of the Record Keeper trophy that we'll work on down the line. In a surprising twist, after leaving Merlin's house, we found Riku in the middle of town with his own, albeit much darker looking Keyblade. It turns out this reunion was short-lived because Riku disappears without a trace, so we turn on the power and head over to the 3rd District, where we use our new Trinity power to ring the bell above the Gizmo shop, setting us up for our next boss fight with opposite armor, a stronger, reversed version of guard armor from the first boss of the game, sealing the keyhole after we finish it off. Just keep spinning him around. There we go! Big time. The next world is the Olympus Coliseum, where Philoctetes, aka Phil, refuses to let us take part in any of the Coliseum's games. After winning his practice round, Phil still isn't convinced and sends us on our merry way, but as soon as we leave, we're met by Hades, who gives us an entry pass. Obviously, if Sora knew who Hades was, he wouldn't have accepted this, figuring out that it was a trap, but he didn't, so ignorance is bliss sometimes, and we took it back into Phil. After acing the rest of the preliminaries, it was time to face off against the mysterious Cloud, someone you more than likely know if you've ever heard of the Final Fantasy series. Cloud has a contract with Hades to take both us and Hercules out of the tournament, and he's no slouch, making it a very difficult fight, but we ended up coming out on top. Immediately after the fight, Hades sends in his 3-headed dog Cerberus to intervene, and that was a tough fight, but we managed to dismantle the overgrown pup and earn the title of Junior Heroes. I just keep going for that extra attack, and it's getting me. There we go! We did it! That is one big doggo down. Agrabah is one of my favorite worlds in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and it's also our next stop. When we first get there, we find out that Jafar has control of the city and is searching for Princess Jasmine, and after saving the magic carpet from being stuck in Aladdin's house, it takes us for a ride to the desert where we found and rescued Aladdin from the Heartless, who then summoned Genie and wished the Heartless away. Back in the city, Jafar found Jasmine and stole Genie's lamp from Aladdin, meaning he's now in control of the big blue guy. After taking out the Pot Centipede mini-boss, we tracked Jafar down to the Cave of Wonders, and in there we fought through a wave of Heartless just to get to him. Finally finding him, he used his first wish to reveal the keyhole, but we were able to prevent him from getting to it, leading to a fight with him where he uses his second wish to make Genie fight us alongside him. I can't switch to Thunder right now. I need to have Thunder listed instead of Blizzard. I feel like Blizzard's kind of useless for the most part. There we go! We didn't need any magic. We needed nothing. After defeating him there, he used his final wish to become a big red guy, and we fight him in a fiery chamber, which is basically just a fun game of chase the bird. This fight is just an absolute slog of a time. Not really a lot of damage you take in this fight. It's just slow. There we go, finally. Riku ended up kidnapping Jasmine as we sealed the keyhole, and since beating Jafar got me the Green Trinity ability, I ended up going back to Traverse Town to finally unlock the synthesis shop so I could craft my first item and earn first synthesis. We're gonna synthesize these first 3 things. We're gonna synthesize a Mega Potion. First synthesis completed. There you go, Koopo. We got our first one done. Before heading to another new world, I heard that there was a new tournament at the Coliseum, so I checked it out, and upon beating the Phil Cup, I earned Novice Hero. I decided to quickly grab one more trophy before continuing on the journey, beating the level 2 Gummi ship mission from the Coliseum to Traverse Town. Finally, I set off north towards Halloween Town. I took that route so Monstro would show up and swallow us whole, because him being in the way of Atlantica would have made the eventual Gummi ship missions even more annoying, and I really didn't want to deal with that. I'm not over-exaggerating in the slightest when I say I think this is my most hated level in a single game in video game history. The level design of Monstro is horrendous, confusing, and ugly as hell, so I'm gonna keep this section brief. I get it, you're inside a whale, it's a stomach, it's hard to make that a great design, but still, I hated it. It was just awful. So, long story short, the whale ate us, I found Pinocchio and Geppetto, had some flashbacks of the last time I saw those guys, killed some Heartless, and found Riku, who seemed more lost than ever. We ended up fighting the Parasite Cage Heartless, and afterwards, Riku is gone, shown to be somewhere on a boat looking at a comatose body of Kairi, and Maleficent tells him to kidnap the rest of the 7 Princesses of Heart so he can actually save Kairi. Needing to unwind from the personal hell that was Monstro, I went and synthesized my 3rd item for Synthesis Novice, completed a level 3 Gummi ship mission for Ace Pilot, and lastly, during my Gummi ship missions, I destroyed my 2,500th Heartless ship for Flying Ace. The next stop in this journey was Atlantica, where we met Ariel and her friends, and then met her daddy, King Triton. Triton angrily refuses to give us any information about his world's keyhole, and forbids Ariel from venturing out of the palace so she can be safe at home. She's like, absolutely not, you cannot control me, Dad, and continues to help us. We found a crystal trident in a chest and entered Ariel's grotto, where we inserted the crystal into the mold that was there, and it began to react. Triton appeared and immediately destroyed the crystal trident, preventing us from sealing the keyhole in the world, and after her father's actions, Ariel leaves and is approached by Ursula and her 2 eel cronies, who give her an offer to help explore other worlds in exchange for Triton's trident. We chased after Ursula and found her inside her lair, having our first boss fight with her that was honestly the first fight I really didn't remember remember how to handle, and it took me way longer than it should have. After defeating her there, she swims into the open ocean where she then becomes massive, and our second fight ensues. This fight can be really annoying, but if you do what I did and spend most of your time hiding behind her neck rolls, she's pretty easy to handle. Oh my god, finally. Whew. That was tough, dude. I was wrong. Both stages of her fight were terrible. Triton explains that he feared the power of the Keyblade, but now understands why we needed to know where the keyhole was. He used his trident to bring out the keyhole, and we sealed it once and for all. Much the opposite of Monstro, Halloween Town is one of my favorite worlds in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, even though I've never fully watched The Nightmare Before Christmas. I should probably get on that. Shortly after arriving, I opened my 100th chest to earn Treasure Hunter. Jack Skellington is trying to control the Heartless because he wants them to dance with him, so we unlock an artificial heart in hopes that it would help keep them docile, but unfortunately it failed, and then the heart was stolen by Lock, Shock, and Barrel and given to Oogie Boogie. We chased after the kids up into Oogie's tower, and after a quick fight, they tell us that he has the heart now. This boss fight is honestly really simple. Avoid whatever attacks he rolls your way, and time your movements to line up with wherever he's running, and once you trap him in, take a couple swings on him. Rinse and repeat that process until he's taken down, and you are absolutely vibing. Come on, you gotta be close to done. There we go. At the end of the fight, we leave to find out that the tower is now overrun with Heartless, and we have to destroy all of the bubbles around it to reveal the keyhole. 3,250 XP. Yo, that's huge, actually. Trophy earned, Pumpkin, Prince. We have officially sealed in almost every world. We have one more to get to before things get really real. I decided to go beat the Pegasus Cup. The Heartless in this group were pretty easy, but the final fight against the duo of Leon and Yuffie was pretty annoying. Yuffie spams her throwing stars and has the ability to heal both herself and Leon, while Leon is just a powerhouse who saps your health quickly in the fight. With Donald and Goofy being completely out of commission for most of the fight, it ended up being a 2-on-1 handicap match, which I eventually won by taking out Yuffie first and dealing with Leon head on. There we go! Oh! I don't remember that fight being such a pain, but Artist and Hero for completing the Pegasus Cup. That's a W trophy right there. I was now on my final available world, that being Peter Pan's World of Neverland, which is a pretty brief visit in its own right. We show up on Captain Hook's ship, and Riku reveals to Sora that he's been controlling the Heartless, and in spite of Sora saying he would be taken over by them, he swears that his heart is too strong. We meet Peter Pan in the ship's hold and begin fighting our way to save Wendy, and end up fighting against Anti-Sora, a Heartless shadow version of ourself. Anti-Sora can be pretty annoying because at points he'll make copies of himself, and you have to attack the right one, which could take a little to figure out, and then he does a sneak attack move that requires you to dodge roll consistently in a small room to avoid it, and it's just kind of a mess. As soon as we took it out, we went out to the poop deck and had it out with Captain Hook, eventually leading him to his worst nightmare coming true, going back into the water with the crocodile that took his hand. Nice. We did it. Let's go to the Gummi ship, which should pop us the trophy, Pixie Dust, for clearing out Neverland. Another world off the list. A new world appeared and we set off for it, coming to a familiar place that we saw Riku at earlier in the game, Hollow Bastion. We're quickly met by Riku, who reveals that he's the true wielder of the Keyblade, and because of this, Donald and Goofy have to follow their orders and go with him now that he has the key, as that's the key that the king sent them to find. It was also right here that we met up with a new companion in Beast, and Beast is he's a beast. He is what his name says. He's an absolute powerhouse, so he became our companion, and we went and took stuff down. At first, we were unable to enter the kingdom because the door was locked, so we went down into the waterway, completed a puzzle to find the switch, and let ourselves in. Entering immediately puts us face to face with Riku, now severely changed by the darkness in his heart, and we have a brief battle where he actually got me the first time because I didn't have the Leaf Bracer ability on, which would have saved me when I got down. After that, we quickly dispatched him and made our way to the library, where we fixed up the bookshelves and then collected all of the emblem pieces in the entryway to open up the door and move up the castle. Once in the chapel, we're put up against Maleficent in back-to-back fights, with the second one being what I personally think is the single hardest mainline boss fight in this game, when she turns into a dragon. Come on, one more. Nice. I don't know why I didn't use magic the whole time, but she's dead. She's a dragon. She is, in fact, a dragon. We have to kill a dragon. Alright, well, hey, you know, I've killed worse. It was also during this boss fight that I almost ruined my entire playthrough, but thankfully I caught myself and was able to fix my mistake. Remember when I mentioned the trophy that said I couldn't hit continue? Well, let's just say I saved my game a little bit farther before the Maleficent dragon fight, and once she killed me the first time, Not paying attention to what I was doing, I mindlessly hit the continue button. Realizing what I'd done, I let her kill me and reloaded my original save, saving myself from having to play with that stipulation all over again. Come on, we got this. We got this. Now's the time. Now's the time. Now's the time, dude. Come on, you got it. You gotta move. She only has a few hits. Oh, thank you, Tinkerbell. I just have to, after she does the fire on the one side, I just have to get out, that's all. I have to make her chase me with the stomps. If Beast could get a hit in, dude, she'd be done. Come on, she's literally one hit, dude. Yes! Screw you, dragon. That was the worst fight so far. Being that I've played through Kingdom Hearts 1 on more than one occasion, I knew the next boss fight would be a tough one, so I spent some time level grinding before going to take on the next boss. It was also a good time to bounce around different worlds, trying to grab some items for synthesis later on in the game, and while grinding in the deep jungle, I defeated my 2000th Heartless. After that, I went to the Colosseum and fought through 7 rounds of Heartless and a second fight with Cloud, and then the Boy Wonder himself was my final challenge. Herc is actually a pretty easy fight if you know what you're doing, and he didn't pose much of a threat. Defeating him not only earned me Hero of the Colosseum, but I also gained the Yellow Trinity ability and sealed off the keyhole to finally become a junior hero. The Colosseum held a couple more trophies within it, so I went for those immediately, completing the Fill Cup alone as Sora for the Supreme Soloist trophy, and then completed its time trial for Time Attacker. All of the different cup tournaments as well as other minigames scattered throughout the world needed to be completed because of the minigame Maniac trophy, which required me doing all of them, including taking on the cup solo trials and time trials. After getting a few trophies and realizing I still had a good bit of time on the clock before hour 100 rolled around, it was time to get some collecting done. I knew that I was only missing a few Trinity marks, so I went around finding any that I may have missed, and the final one ended up being one that I was certain I'd already gotten. Then I remembered the Maleficent fight. I got it right before, and since I didn't save after I got it, I lost it and had to go back and get it again. I then returned to Traverse Town and sold some items to Huey, Dewey, and Louie to go from rags to riches. I went back into the land of Pooh Bear and sealed off 100 Acre Wood while making sure to complete an optional checklist for all of the mini games to get Sora's cheer ability. It was time to return to Hollow Bastion, where we finally meet Ansem for the first time. Unfortunately, this form of him had fully taken over Riku and forced us into a challenging 3-stage fight. In the fight, Riku sends endless power attacks our way. Being able to avoid most of his moves by gliding, I was able to wear him down. Nice. Come on. We almost got him. We almost got him. There we go. 11,000 XP. And after defeating him, we had a huge twist get thrown at us, finding out that Kairi's heart lives within Sora, and the only way to bring her back is by sacrificing himself with Ansem Riku's blade. Sora, being the most selfless person to ever exist, does it and revives all 7 Princesses of Heart, but then becomes a Heartless himself, only to be revived by Kairi's embrace. We're automatically teleported to Traverse Town for the final time, where the Heartless have taken over the town more than ever before, and go to meet Kairi in the waterway, where she gives us the Oathkeeper Keyblade. Before officially leaving to enter the end of the world, I made more synthesis items, getting to our 15th to grab the Synthesis Amateur Trophy, and went to talk with Geppetto to grab some Gummi Ship blueprints, putting us over 30 and getting the Gummi Ship Collector Trophy. Finally, I got the navigation gummy needed for Sid to get us back to Hollow Bastion, and it was time to seal the keyhole. Once I got back to Hollow Bastion, I found the chest containing the final 3 Dalmatian puppies and grabbed them so that way I could become the top dog. After entering the portal, I was met by a behemoth, which looks way more intimidating than they actually are, because you can honestly cheese the fight by jumping on their back and swinging away at their horn. With Hollow Bastion now sealed, there was a new tournament unlocked at the Colosseum, and figuring it would be a good time to level up, we went for it, and somehow I completely forgot that it was a 50-round fight. We made our way through every single level, beating foes along the way like Yuffie, a behemoth, Cerberus, Cloud and Leon at the same damn time, which was rough, Hades himself, and finally the Rock Titan. Pretty big surprise. Boom. That's it. That's got to be the whole Hades Cup. That's got to be the final one. Oh, brother. 49 rounds of pure hell. That was tough. Top to bottom, extremely tough. We leveled up multiple times, which is great. Colosseum champion for completing the Hades Cup. We put out Hades' hair. We're real heroes now. The flight to the end of the world was the last Gummi ship route we needed to clear, and as soon as we entered End of the World, we received the final story entry for Jiminy's journal, popping 2 trophies being Top Gun and Storyteller. Fighting through the End of the World was no easy task, as there were hundreds of Heartless to deal with, and most of them were extremely strong. We fought through several waves of Invisibles, and Angel Stars, and even another Behemoth. The section immediately after this contains several pink light beams that sent us to worlds we've previously visited, and at the end there's a boss fight with Chernobog. This fight practically is the same as the second fight with Ursula, but I think it was significantly easier, to be honest. Even during my Proud playthrough, this boss specifically felt like a walk in the park compared to Ursula's fight for some reason. Now, there was only one thing standing between us and the final boss of the game, a section that contained another Behemoth, and immediately after defeating it, several consecutive waves of Heartless. While I was able to complete this on my first attempt during the beginner playthrough, on the Proud playthrough, it honestly took me about 3 or 4 tries to get the whole way through, as I would get pretty much right to the end and then get downed by something. Alright, it's officially time. We're not going to beat Ansem in 5 minutes, so I'll definitely be over the 100-hour mark when we get there. We're level 71. It is time to go in and fight the final boss. Let's enter the door. This fight, however, is anything but a basic boss fight with Ansem, as he not only has his own Guardian Heartless, we have to fight him in several phases. The first phase takes place on the beach of Destiny Island, where he and his Guardian attack simultaneously, with the most annoying and strong attack coming directly after Ansem yells submit. Most of the time you can easily roll out of the way of this attack, but apparently if you're me, dodge rolling doesn't exist in this first stage. One more. There we go. Okay, round 1 goes to the good guys. The second stage to me always felt out of place because it's not even a fight against Ansem, as he summons a dark side, and it's exactly the same as the fight we had at the beginning of the game. Stage 3 is easily the most frustrating stage of the fight to me, as Ansem's attacks in this round all felt 10 times stronger than the rest of the fight. His dash attack occurs 5 times in a row, with the 5th being on a delay, and while you can guard it, if you miss your timing, you're going to take big damage, and that happened to me on more than one occasion, especially in my Proud playthrough. Alright, round 3, once again, to the good guy. The final few stages all take place against Ansem's World of Chaos form, where he quite literally becomes a kaiju-sized ship-shaped world creature thing. This fight is also reminiscent of the Chernobog and Ursula fights, and I made sure to spam Eroga to not only deal more damage to him, but save myself from getting crushed by his light beams. It's fine, it's fine. We got this ourselves. We don't need them. We genuinely do not need them right now. It's nice to have them, but we didn't need it. On Proud mode, we will definitely need them. We will absolutely need them. That's another one. Is that the final round? I feel like I have to fight him again. Oh my god, that is the final round. We did it! Speedster trophy earned. We did it! Oh my god, this is epic. Oh man. Oh man. We got it. This is not good. Oh boy, it's King Mickey. Let's close this door for good. Novice player trophy earned, and then we should get a couple more. So that's for beating the game on beginner. Undefeated, that one is for not pressing continue the whole game. Unchanging armor is for keeping all of the same gear throughout the whole game. I didn't change my Keyblade or anything. Those were tough. That was, honestly, that made the playthrough a lot more difficult. That's why I did that one on beginner, because I knew it was going to be hard with those stipulations attached. And we beat the game in the 15-hour window. Now that Ansem had been dealt with, I set my sights on some new foes that are said to be the most difficult challenges in the game. These secret bosses are the Ice Titan in the Olympus Coliseum, Kurt Zisa and Agrabah, the Unknown in Hollow Bastion, the Clock Tower Phantom in Neverland, and finally Sephiroth. Much to my surprise, the Ice Titan actually gave me the most issues out of this entire group of bosses, as its constant barrage of area ranging attacks had me feeling like I was trapped in a corner the whole fight. Single most annoying fight I've had in this game. It wasn't difficult, it's just annoying. Like, Sephiroth is gonna suck because he's Sephiroth. The Ice Titan sucks because he's just annoying and you get spammed with everything. Oh, hey. I don't remember that. Why did he get tiny? Sora obtained Diamond Dust. The Frosty Giant has been slain for another trophy. Kurt Zisa was my next target, and the fellow with the snake head was actually a really fun fight. I could definitely see him being pretty annoying to deal with on Proud because of the different stages of the fight, but I think that would honestly be a really fun challenge. I might just play through it in my own time just to see how I do. We're good. Like, we're not really in any danger here, I don't think. Yeah, that's a GG to Kurt Zisa. GG, Snake Boy. Keep hammering away for fun. Oh, Kurt Zisa was a Heartless? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Kurt Zisa was, in fact, a Heartless. Zantexuken. Obtained Ansem's Report 11. Nice. The Sandy Blade. Kurt Zisa has been dispatched. The mysterious man in Hollow Bastion had all the feel of a true endgame boss between how you find him, the intro cutscene they gave him, and just the overall presentation of the character. I thought this dude would be my pre-Sephiroth worst nightmare, but I ended up being super aggressive in the fight and handily won on my first attempt. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You gotta, oh my god. No, 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 no. Come on, hit him as soon as you can. Yes! The mystery man in Hollow Bastion is gone. How's that for incomplete, you black-hooded weirdo? Impressive. Until we meet again. Who the fuck is this guy? He who doesn't exist. That's for defeating the mystery man. Before going to take on the Clock Tower Phantom, I knew I only had one minigame left, so I went to the jungle and did it. The Clock Tower Phantom was the last secret boss on my list for now, and I really think this is an incredibly well done boss. The design is really cool, and much like the Unknown, it has a high level boss feel and presentation. He's going to put a curse on one of your party members at the start of the fight, and you have to go over stopping the clock's hand from moving. I really thought the idea of making the player use a certain type of attack at random to do damage to the boss was presented really well as well. Beating the Phantom wrapped up the secret bosses for now, and it was time to focus on getting to level 100 and synthesizing every possible item. Wrong one, wrong one, wrong one. Nice. Clock Tower Phantom gone. And all that was left was Sephiroth. Oh, Sephiroth. Oh, the Phantom. That might have been the last Heartless I needed to find, too. I think, anyways. The Cloaked Shadow defeated the Clock Tower Phantom. Elfine. Woohoo! If you've ever done the grind to get the Ultima weapon, just know I respect the hell out of you because this grind was pretty brutal at times. After several hours of grinding for items, I was finally able to synthesize my 30th, putting me just 3 away from having every synthesis in the game. I was immediately able to do one of them, but needed a few more items before I could get the other 2, and at this point, I needed a bit of a break from grinding synthesis, so I decided to get 2 birds stoned at once.
Get 2 birds stoned at once.
And not only took on the time trial of the Hades Cup to do some level grinding, but I knew this would also earn Goofy's final shield since it was the only weapon-related trophy I had left that didn't involve synthesis. Alright, GG's. He's dead. 3 minutes and almost 7 seconds left to spare. Whew. I ain't mad at that. Master Defender. That's all of Goofy's shields, so that's big. By this point, getting to level 100 was a fairly quick process because I had 3 really solid XP boosting items equipped, so I focused on getting the final synthesis items I needed rather than actively paying attention to what level I was, and while hunting down the wizards that I needed to get a staff for Donald, we ended up hitting level 100. Oh. Thanks for using Eroga on me, Donald. Hey, level 100. We are officially the level master of Kingdom Hearts. Now that max level was officially achieved, I only needed a couple more items to get Donald's final staff and the Ultima Keyblade, so I made a beeline for the deep jungle where my first target was the pink Agaricus, because it's the only Heartless in the game that can drop Serenity powers, though unless I was able to hit it 100 times, I only had between a 10 and 20% chance of getting one to drop, and I needed 3. Surprisingly, even without a single attempt getting 100 hits in, I only had to repeat this process about 5 times to get what I needed, which turned my attention to one of, if not the most annoying Heartless in the game for the final item. Sniper Wilds are just like every other little monkey Heartless in the game, except if they notice you, they repeatedly hit you with sniper shots that are almost unavoidable and will continue to hit you in rapid succession until you're able to exit the area. To beat these guys, I had to isolate them from the rest of their group of 2 or 3 and quickly take them out, which I really recommend using stop magic on them to make this as easy as possible. Now that I finally had all 3 power stones, it was time to make the Ultima weapon and face off against Sephiroth. This was the biggest grind. Fantasista. Master Magician, that's all of Donald's staves, And then we're going to grab the Ultima weapon right here. And that's not the, wait. Okay, there it is. I was going to say that should be the final synthesis item. It took a second. Synthesis Master is also earned. So now we're going to use the Ultima weapon, and we're gonna go beat Sephiroth. A lot was riding on this fight, as defeating him was going to earn me 5 trophies at once, leaving me with just 2 other trophies to get in my next playthrough, both being difficulty related. To say that Sephiroth was rough would be a disservice to the boss fight. I honestly could not imagine how many times it would have taken me to beat him on Proud, and realistically, I probably would have been stuck for several hours figuring out his entire moveset, and even with being max level, any mistake would be capitalized on for huge damage against me. It ended up only taking 4 attempts, but it felt like way more. Yes! Oh my god, I actually did it. Oh. I was being way too aggro before that try. Thank goodness, dude. That was tough. That was actually legitimately tough. Goodbye, one-winged angel. Man, oh man. I hope to never see you again, but I'm sure I will. Sora obtained one-winged angel. That's the last Keyblade, so we got Blade Master. Ansem Report 12 was the final Ansem Report. We just beat the one-winged angel, so that's a trophy for beating Sephiroth. We're about to get, yep, Searcher. That's all of the pages for Ansem. And then we have Professor. That one is collect all characters in Jiminy's journal. I couldn't remember what that one was for sure. And Record Keeper is collecting all of Jiminy's journal entries. So we are officially down to just 2 trophies left, those being both difficulty related, one for beating the game on Final Mix, one for beating it on Proud. I'm going to play my next playthrough on Proud and beat the game and get both of those and finish this playthrough. Oof. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about my Proud playthrough, other than to say, honestly, looking back on it, I think I could have taken on this challenge fully on this difficulty, and it wouldn't have been as bad as I initially thought. Especially knowing that I could have waited to 100 hours, I definitely would have had enough levels, enough XP, enough synthesis items, and all that stuff within grinding to 100 hours that I would have beaten this game pretty easily. I ended up beating the game at level 52, and outside of a couple boss fights where I was just playing poorly, I pretty much breezed through the worlds and went straight for the final fight with Ansem, and even here during this fight, the only section I struggled with a little bit was stage 3, because like I mentioned earlier, I took some risks going for guards, and once I missed the timing, it was basically game over. After going through it all again, beating Ansem this time felt so much better knowing that I did it on the hardest difficulty, but also because I knew I was about to pop that sweet, sweet platinum trophy. Final Mix Master in the books. We're gonna pop 2 more. Proud Player, and then last but most certainly not least, the Platinum Trophy, Kingdom Hearts Master. We have officially gotten the Platinum Trophy, baby. Let's go. Roughly a year has passed between the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 and the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, which includes all of the things that took place within Chain of Memories and 358 over 2 days. The game starts out with me playing as a young boy called Roxas, who much like Sora happens to be able to wield the Keyblade. Roxas' world is being attacked by creatures called Nobodies, which are pretty much the opposite of the Heartless we had to deal with in Kingdom Hearts 1. Heartless are created when someone loses their heart to darkness, and Nobodies are the bodies created at the same time that sometimes choose to stick around because the person had an exceptionally strong soul and will. There are mysterious folks in black hoods that are trying to put Sora's memories back together so that he can be awakened from a sleep he was put in during the time between the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 and now, and as it turns out, the same people in the black hoods are also hunting Roxas down because he was once a part of their group called Organization 13. During the local struggle tournament, I earned the first trophy of this playthrough by beating Roxas' best friend Hayner in convincing fashion. Where? He doesn't have any more orbs. Where are they at? Okay, there we go, there we go. What? Oh, okay. I don't know where those damn orbs went.
And the winner is
Struggle Champion, the first trophy earned. As Roxas, I continued to defeat Nobodies and eventually learn the truth. Roxas is Sora's nobody that was created when he turned into a Heartless back in Hollow Bastion, and because of Roxas, Sora's memories have now become fragmented and need to be pieced back together by someone called Naminé, who's Kairi's nobody if that isn't obvious. Riku has been trying to help put Sora's memories back together as well, even going as far as fighting Roxas on more than one occasion when he was a member of the organization. After a showdown with Axel, who was Roxas' best friend from the organization, Roxas finally meets Sora face to face and chooses to merge with him, completing his episode.
Looks like my summer vacation is over.
Summer's end. I'm not crying, you're crying. With the gang back together and seemingly about to be beaten by some nobodies, the king showed up to save the day and sent us to the train, saying that the train knows the way. It did, because it then dropped us at Master Yensid's tower, and I got a breakdown of Organization 13 and some new digs and powers. Unlike the last journey we took together in Kingdom Hearts, the trophies in KH2 take quite a while to come by, especially early on. The reason for that is just about every single world in the game requires 2 or more visits by Sora and co, pushing the story forward in a way that at times felt a bit annoying because it made the story feel more jagged at points than I would have liked. With that being said, I'll try to keep this section a bit brief, but there's a lot. Out of the 12 trophies for completing the episodes of the different worlds in this game, only 2 of them have 1 episode to complete, and 100 Acre Wood in all reality requires multiple trips to finish unless you collect every page and go at once. Regardless, after first stopping in Hollow Bastion and meeting with some of the old Final Fantasy friends, I had my first official run-in with Organization 13. After sealing the first keyhole here, I found the first of 12 secret Ansem reports, just one of the many things I need to collect throughout this playthrough for 12 trophies, including the likes of Seeker, Heartless Highbrow, and Puzzler. World number 2 was the Land of Dragons, where we met Mulan for the first time, and much like in the movie, buried Shan Yu in the mountains, but not for long when bro flipped on me like the old man in the ambulance meme.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Move. What? Okay, there we go. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Push. Come on. There we go. Big. Easy, easy, easy money. Later arriving at Beast Castle, it was here where I really used my brand new drive gauge for the first time. Sora has 6 total drive forms, being Valor, Wisdom, Limit, Master, Final, and Anti-form, with all of them being unlocked as the game progresses and needing to be leveled up for stuff down the line. The castle felt like it was boss fight after boss fight after boss fight, and truthfully, it was one of my favorite early game visits. Alright, we're looking okay. It's not the worst. Why do I talk? I won't give up. Mickey! My hero! Alright, Mickey. Beast is not slain. Beast is now. Alright, Cogsworth, come on. Oh, that's cool. And Chance. Got him. Last tile, perfect. Come on. Come on, come on. Got him. Alright. That's all 3 of those bosses out of the way. There's so many bosses in here. After a brief reintroduction to Winnie the Pooh, I made my way to the Olympus Coliseum, where things were about to get crazy. Hades called upon Final Fantasy's Auron to put an end to Hercules once and for all, but he wasn't really feeling it and came with us instead. I was real happy he did, because the big 3-headed pupper called Cerberus came to see me, and he was not in a good mood. Gotta hit 1 combo. That's all we gotta do. No. I could have used the limit there. That was dumb to screw that up. I missed it a second time, too. Damn it, come on. There we go. Alright, finally didn't screw it up. This should take him out, hopefully. There we go, perfect. Bye-bye, puppy dog. Shortly after, I was met by far and away the weakest member of Organization 13, Demyx. Demyx's only real skill is playing his instrument, and I didn't even think he was very good at that. After the first of many fights against Pete, it was once again me against a Titan, but this time it was the never-ending heads of the Hydra, which actually ended up being one of my favorite boss fights in the game, with the inclusion of the little mini-game spread throughout the battle. It was at the Disney Castle where I briefly met Queen Minnie, and she showed me the Cornerstone of Light, which quickly turned into me going back to the old times by entering the world of the Timeless River. As it turned out, Pete stole the Cornerstone, and we had to go get it back by teaming with the original Pete in order to take down the Fat Cat. Battling him all over the different areas of the world finally ended and not only earned me the Wisdom Drive form, but also another trophy. I was pretty surprised to see Atlantica in this game after, killing literally the only villain of the universe in the last one, but quickly found out that somehow this version of the underwater world was even more annoying than the first rendition, because it was a 5-stage rhythm game that I couldn't even do all at once because I needed to unlock stuff and keep coming back. Port Royal was next up, and Michael Bolton's favorite movie plays out pretty much exactly like the plot of Pirates of the Caribbean, where Will's girlfriend and kick-ass pirate in her own right, Elizabeth, was kidnapped by barbarians Barbossa in an attempt to break the curse that he and his crew have dealt with for years upon years. Once we found the gold, it was time for the showdown with the skeleton pirate in what turned out to be a pretty simple fight. Agrabah. One of my favorite worlds in Kingdom Hearts 1, and it remained a favorite in KH2. This time around, Jafar wasn't a problem, but we quickly found out that Aladdin was still stirring up problems in the streets when Abu stole a lamp from the local merchant, which we quickly found out after giving it back that this was the lamp Jafar is in, and we willingly just returned it to a shady merchant, which is a bit of a problem. The peddler wouldn't sell us the lamp either without finding him a very important treasure, so we went down into the Cave of Wonders. Unfortunately, when we found the treasure, Pete had been tailing us and called the Heartless to attack us. After defeating them, we made it back to the palace courtyard where things started to go very badly. Iago dropped the lamp, and once Pete picked it up, well, you know where this is going. Except you don't, because Genie showed up and saved the day just in the nick of time. I did have to fight 2 large-bodied Heartless bosses to end our first visit, though. Finally seeing the story push forward a bit more outside of what I was doing at the moment, a brief cutscene showed me that Axel had tricked Kairi into pretty much kidnapping herself. With all of that being said, and however many minutes have passed in the video, I finally got another trophy when I popped Veteran Pilot for getting an S tier rank on my first Gummi ship mission. Oh, okay, S tier, completion rank, oh my god. Finally. I hate Gummi ship missions, dude. Veteran Pilot, trophy earned, yes sir. Halloween Town looked a bit different this go around because Jack Skellington decided that he just loves Christmas now, and Christmas Town was now conjoined with his home. Jack brought us along to meet Sandy Claus, who told me that naturally Lock, Shock, and Barrel have been causing issues and need to be stopped. It turns out that Maleficent was actually pulling the strings behind the scenes, and at the request of the kids, reanimated Oogie Boogie, setting me up for one of the more annoying boss fights in the game. I hate everything about Oogie Boogie, dude. Just triangle. Come on, one more. Why are you not breaking? Jesus. Come on. Come on. Alright, he's dead. Thank God. Never again. You bag of worms. After being forced to relive one of the saddest movie memories of my childhood, it was time to learn how to fight on all fours as I got turned into a cub in the heart of the Pride Lands. After rekindling the relationship between Simba and Nala, we were able to convince the true king to return home and claim his rightful place on the throne of Pride Rock. Making quick work of the hyena cronies, it was then time to team up with Simba and repay Uncle Scar for all the bad deeds he'd done. How are you? Why? Do I have to do it like this? Oh my goodness. That was like, why? Finally, after all of that, the first visits to each world were done, and business was about to pick up in a big way. In Hollow Bastion, Ansem's secret computer had been discovered, and it should be able to give us all the information we need about the Heartless. When Donald and Goofy find a way to somehow break the computer, everyone gets taken to Space Paranoids, or in other words, Tron World. Here I had to beat some mini-games, which I'll come back to later, and defeat more Heartless in order to help Tron break the code of the evil MCP. Back out in the real world, things have started going haywire, as not only did I have my first run-in with Sephiroth, thankfully old Sephi wasn't looking for a fight at the moment, but someone who was is Demix, aka the dude I beat just a little while back in the underworld. This time the fight was for real, with it ending in the nobody's destruction once and for all. Wild dance, wild dance, wild dance. And one more should do it. At a baby. Goodbye, Demix. At the Dark Depths, Mickey suddenly realized that the leader of Organization 13 was none other than Xemnas. Xemnas turns out to be the nobody of Ansem the Wise's former assistant Xehanort, who anyone who has played through Kingdom Hearts should know, but if you've never played any of the other mainline games, he's probably brand new to you. Let's just say this dude is far and away the biggest antagonist in the Kingdom Hearts series and is not someone to be taken lightly. I then faced off against 1,000, yes I said 1,000 Heartless. After all of that was done, I found out the truth. Every Heartless that I destroy actually aids the cause of Organization 13 by releasing hearts into the much larger Kingdom Hearts. The organization is causing all kinds of havoc across each area and doing everything they can to put Xemnas' plan of using Kingdom Hearts to give their existence meaning into action. In the Land of Dragons, Sora was convinced that Riku was working with the organization, but it turns out that Xigbar was the culprit here, busy bringing forth a literal dragon to destroy the place. Jump. Ride the wind. Soar. Alright, don't miss. There we go. Okay, that's easy money. Rest in peace, big dragon. Beast's castle was much of the same when Beauty and the Beast were interrupted during what was supposed to be the night they fall in love and end the curse. Xaldin arrived and stole Beast's rose, which he absolutely needed if the curse was going to be broken. Xaldin also proved he was the world's worst kidnapper when he tried to make Beast choose between his love and his curse, because Belle pulled off a slick elbow to make him look like an idiot and got away as we took him down. And we're good. Move. Learn. Okay. Should have just enough if I don't screw this up. That was a little closer than I would have liked. Back in Port Royal, it was Luxord's turn to be a pain in my taint as he caused the curse of the pirates to return by stealing and spreading the cursed coins around the world via the Heartless. Unfortunately for Captain Jack, he didn't lose the curse when the coins were returned because he was attacked by the Heartless boss back on the Black Pearl, so in order to save him, it was time to finish this monster and world off once and for all. Get him, now's the time, and bang. Hot. Olympus Coliseum was pretty fun as usual. Hades was up to his typical shenanigans, but turned all the way up to 11 because this time he had Auron completely under his control, giving me a foe I may not be able to handle. After finishing both the Pain and Panic and Cerberus cups, it was time to take on the Hades cup, or at least it would have been had Hercules not decided to flex his hero muscles and take on Auron while we tried to figure out how to break him out of Hades' control. Eventually finding what I needed and not a second too soon, the fighting stopped and the whole group turned our attention to Hades, officially ending the Underlord's story in KH2. Alright, he's just about done. Hit it. Hit the damn Aurasphere. There we go. Do I have to hit the second one? I can't. I was gonna say I should just be able. There we go. And shebang. In Agrabah, our worst fears came true as Jafar was officially back in business as his big, nasty red genie self, and once again trying to capture Jasmine to take control of the world. After beating an admittedly pretty fun minigame with Carpet, the big guy was cornered, and in a fight reminiscent of Ursula and Chernabog from KH1, it was time to fight the now Titan-sized Jafar high above the Agrabah streets. Roll him up, and chance it. I should kill him here. Yeah. Bye, red boy. Dr. Finkelstein decided to create a new monster in Halloween Town, and it managed to ruin Christmas Town for the second time in as many trips to the world. At first, it seemed like it could be the usual suspects, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, so we decided that trapping and interrogating them was the best move. When they swore they had nothing to do with the missing presents, we wrapped our own new presents to save Christmas for Sandy Claus. Eventually, I did end up finding Finkelstein's monster, and unfortunately gave the organization another huge heart to work with. Finally, in a world that I assumed just had to be in a better place than what I left it, the Pride Lands were somehow just as much a mess as they were before. Turns out the ghost of good old Uncle Scar was messing with Simba and causing the new king to have performance issues. Those damned hyenas decided to troll us, and more specifically Simba, and unfortunately it worked. Simba ran and hid, but thankfully after a bit of convincing, he came back and it was time for us to save the Pride Lands once and for all. Push. Good stuff. Push.
Back off.
And alright, let's get the eye. Can we jump and hit the eye, damn it. Couple swings, and that'll do it. Another one gone. I put off my second visit to Atlantica for just about as long as I could because much like I mentioned earlier, I really had just no interest in this world. The boss fight with Ursula proved to be a cakewalk since it was another rhythm game, and after putting on the 5th song for their live performance, I never had to return to this place again. The Heartless of Tron's Space Paranoids world had made their way into the real world after the MCP went rogue and started trying to destroy everything. Since I had finally collected all of the other torn pages to complete 100 Acre Wood, I went in and threw poo to the moon. Oh, that just sounds like I threw shit in the air. Going back into Space Paranoids to face the MCP head-on proved to be a real challenge because the whole area was a constant fight with a new group of enemies at every turn. After Tron got an update via Merlin's magic, it was time for a face-off with the MCP's number 2, Sark, in what turned out to be his 2-stage boss fight. Burst Pulse. Let's get you out of here, big boy. Nothing but a G-Fang. That was easy. Super easy. Bye-bye. Delete, charge, delete. A final return to Twilight Town was all that stood between me and the final push to beat Kingdom Hearts 2, so I made my way back to the mansion where the answers we needed lied within. Finding the computer in the basement allowed me to go to Roxas' version of Twilight Town and showed me the portal to the world that never was, where we got attacked by nobodies and had help from a surprising source.
I wanted to see Roxas.
Oh, that's so sad.
He
was the only one I liked.
the only one I liked. He made me feel
Like I had a heart. Bro.
It's kind of funny. You make me feel the same.
I'm not crying, you're crying, alright? To this point in the game, I can honestly say I was surprised at how easy things were going. There were really no true challenges to this point that, you know, I kept dying in certain spots or was having trouble with. It was all pretty simple. Until I got a slap in the face in a form of a reality check during this fight with Roxas. Jesus Christ. Alright, come on, bro. Where's he at? I should have locked on. I'm dumb. I'm the dumbest creature on Earth. Come on. Don't mess this up. I messed it up, didn't I? Yeah, sick. Son of a bitch. No, come on. No, not again. Hit it. Perfect.
Give me strength.
That is beautiful. Come on. We get a real shot here, don't... Okay, we're good. Get him. One more hit. Yes! Kairi escapes Organization 13 with the help of Naminé and the now ansemed out version of Riku. After making short work of Xigbar, it was time to reunite with our two closest friends and grab the trophy for doing so. Opening my journal immediately after netted me another trophy, since by this point I had found every type of nobody in the game. Knowing that I had multiple battles ahead of me, I figured it was probably a good idea to go and max out all of my drive forms, so no challenge could possibly be that hard, right? The method I used to do this was pretty straightforward, as I went to Agrabah and attacked the mushroom enemy while making sure I was doing the correct requirements to level up each form. Luckily, it was during this brief grind where I earned another trophy. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen in the middle of a real fight, because that would have sucked. By this point, I also found all the Ansem reports, and it was time to fight. The fights with Luxord and Saïx came next, and truth be told, I thought Luxord was so much worse to deal with, because having to fight a boss that wants to play a card game with you the entire time got really old really fast for me. Saïx I actually found to be one of the easier organization member fights, which was a bit of a bummer to me considering just how much of a build-up he had as the clear-cut number 2 of the group. With the cronies handled, it was time to finally beat Xemnas and beat the story of Kingdom Hearts 2. Come on. Couple hits. Atta babe. I'm assuming there's more than that. Combo, okay. Alright, combo again. Cool. Another combo, sick nasty, like the combos. Alright, come on. Let's whirl a goof his ass. This move is so OP. Come on. Oh my god. Are we gonna kill him like this? What the fuck is that? He's a dragon? Alright, come on. Alright, that a babe. It's gotta be done, right?
Nope.
Okay. Triangle, yep, saber. There we go. We're good. Keep spamming. I think we got this little Sora and Riku action. I think we can handle it. I don't think we're doing much damage at all. No, we're alive. Oh my god. What is happening here? Okay. Nope. What are you gonna have me do? Dark, square. Okay. Alright, we're looking good there. Okay, we made it. Rescue. There can't be much more to this. What is this? Reflect. Okay. Triangle. Oh my god, Sora, no. Okay, both. Come on. Come on. There we go, baby! That's huge. That's so huge. Yeah, watch you die, brother. Bye. Hope to never see you again. Definitely will, though. We did it! Ambitious Adventurer. Clear the game, watch the ending sequence. Alright, there's one. Critical Competitor. Clear the game on critical mode. And Proud Player. Clear the game on Proud or higher. Hell yeah. With the main story out of the way, I still had a large chunk of trophies to obtain, and there's no time like the present, so let's get after it. First up was finishing up the 2 tournaments I hadn't yet done in the Colosseum, so I beat Hercules to win the Titan Cup, and followed that by beating Hades himself in the Goddess of Fate Cup. I felt that after all the craziness I'd gone through up to this point, now was a good time to relax and unwind with some Tony Hawk-esque moves. Something I really haven't mentioned in this video was the absolute grind that was collecting all of the puzzle pieces spread across the worlds in this game. In some cases, pieces were blocked because I didn't have the right abilities to get them, and in others, I just straight up didn't see them. Eventually, when I found them all and finished putting the puzzles together, the images turned out to be pretty cool and got me another trophy. Sticking inside Jiminy's journal for a moment, I found the final map hidden inside the Radiant Garden and got that trophy handled as well. The next thing I did was rectify the one true regret I had from KH1, and that was not fighting or beating Sephiroth on Proud Mode. The man that has been haunting my dreams since Kingdom Hearts 1. Good. Come on. That's a big opening. Oh my god. No. Come on. Oh my god, I did it! I did it so much faster than I thought I would. And he barely hit me. I mean, he almost got me the one time, but he didn't get me enough. It was pure euphoria. The one-winged angel. Oh man, the one-winged angel defeats Sephiroth. Something I had been actively avoiding until later in this playthrough was the Gummi ship missions because, say it with me, all my homies hate the Gummi ship missions. The 3 trophies I worked toward with these missions were Ace Pilot, Top Gun, and Gummi Ship Collector. The Gummi ship missions are always a pain, but thanks to my good friend and fellow completionist Rythrino, I was given the key to turning this challenge into a cakewalk. Knowing that he is also a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, I asked him if there were any easier ways to bust these challenges out, and he simply said, "Donut." So I made myself the donut ship and took all of the routes down in a matter of a couple hours. Throughout this video, you've heard me talk about Organization 13 and all of their dastardly plans, but there's another group of 13 you haven't heard me say much about just yet. Mushroom 13. Most of these mushrooms are pretty simple, like the one in Agrabah, for example, where all I needed to do was kill it within 10 seconds. Or even this one in Christmas Town that requires you to avoid 80 of its magical attacks with guards and reflex. But then there are others, specifically one other mushroom that will make you want to take your fists and shove them up your... Sorry about that, but the mushroom just outside of Master Yensid's castle requires you to bounce its goofy ass up in the air at least 85 times. There are a few methods to doing this, and the only one I was able to actually pull off was by making sure I had the Berserk Charge ability equipped and using all of my MP right before pulling the shroom out of the ground prior to mashing away at it with Horizontal Slash. The Great Maw. Okay, here are all the mushrooms. Look up. What is there? I don't know what this gift is they're gonna give me here. It is the Winner's Proof. Oh, that's dope. Mushroom Master Trophy earned. Proof of Peace too. Nice, cool. Oh, I got a little crown now. That's sick. Where are they going? Bye, friends. Thanks. The next 3 trophies I earned all happened to be inside of Jiminy's journal, and they were Heartless Highbrow, Minigame Maniac, and Limit Master. The 3 of these were pretty cut and dry, finding every Heartless in the game for the first one, then completing every minigame across the worlds, and lastly, using every limit form in the game. Next up on the old agenda was reaching level 99 with Sora, which actually has a really easy method if you've already beaten the game. Go to the top of the world in the world that never was, and after putting on the Gullwing Keyblade alongside having the experience boost ability on, let an enemy bump you down to a little under half health, and then go on an absolute killing spree. Just a side note to this, make sure Riku is out of your party or he heals you pretty much every time you get to half health, and that can make this a pain in the ass. Certain enemies drop you about 1800 XP per kill, and that helps you melt through the grind. Similar to a little bit ago, I went back to the Colosseum and completed the final 4 tournaments in order to officially be done with the world, earning the trophies Colosseum Competitor, Colosseum Star, Hero of the Colosseum, and Colosseum Champion. These were pretty straightforward as well, except for the final cup, the Hades Paradox Cup, that had just over 50 rounds to beat. After everything I'd gone through to this point, I figured there wasn't much else the game could throw at me that I couldn't handle until I met the Organization 13 data battles. After defeating all 13 members already throughout the game, the brave souls that choose to take on these fights are in for just about the hardest challenges in the game. Since there are 13 fights and they can be pretty time consuming, and I really don't want this section to take a long time, I'm going to give a quick ranking of all 13 members, which will be based strictly on how much of a pain in the ass I thought they were. Starting at number 13, the easiest battle without question was Marluxia. Being that I was level 99, the only way I would have lost this is if I was a complete bot. At 12 was Xigbar for me. I'm not sure what it was about him specifically, but he felt like an absolute cakewalk. Number 11 was Lexaeus. Reflega spam worked wonders, and I beat him on the first attempt. In a surprise to absolutely nobody, Demix comes in at number 10 because even being a clueless noob attempting to use Fenrir, I managed to beat him on the first attempt as well. At number 9, much like in the story, I didn't find Cyax's data battle to be all that difficult. He might have gotten me 2 or 3 times simply because I wasn't paying attention, but it wasn't very much. In what to me is the most surprising number on this list, number 8 was Xemnas. I expected after the sheer epicness that was the final boss battle that he'd be one of the harder members, but I beat him on my first attempt. The first 6, honestly, I thought were all pretty easy, but the next 7 all had something that consistently pissed me off in each of their own fights. At number 7 was Xaldin. The unpredictability of his attacks caused me to screw up a handful of times during the fight, but even then, he only got me, I'd say, maybe 5-6 times. So while he was worse than the first group, it was more mid than difficult. Coming in at number 6 was Vexen, who I had more trouble with in his silhouette battle than I did here. Fire is the key against him. At 5 is Zexion. I don't know if my game was bugged or what, but there were several times where I just straight up couldn't get out of his dumbass books no matter what I did. I did what I was supposed to do, couldn't get out. Hated that. Number 4, Axel. The fight with him specifically isn't the problem. It was more so the fire on the floor eating my health, and there were quite a few times where I went to counter him so the fire floor would get doused, and the command just never appeared. The camera getting stuck up in the air when I got close to the fire sucked ass too. The first one to crack the top 3 is none other than Luxord. Pardon my French, but f*** him and his card game. Suck my ass, Luxord. At 2, and this one is probably the most surprising on the list, I got my ass absolutely handed to me by Larxene. Like, repeatedly. She made me eat a shit sandwich. On repeat. Number 1 is Roxas. As tough as his battle in the world that never was is, this one is definitively harder in my opinion, and he killed me far and away the most times, with it being somewhere in the range of 20. He's actually not that hard now that I've gone through and faced him so much, but at first, he had me in a blender. Not again, Roxas. Not again. We're not doing this again. This is the last time, brother. Come on. Come on. Yes! He was tough. With the data battles taken care of, I grabbed the final treasure in their room, and by this point, I had farmed enough materials to finish off the synthesis lists, putting me one huge showdown away from becoming a Kingdom Hearts 2 master. This huge showdown came in the form of the game's one true super boss, the Lingering Will. If you know Kingdom Hearts lore, then you know that this boss is actually the undying will of Terra, a former Keyblade wielder in his own right that I may or may not be covering in a future video. Yes, I'm going to Platinum Birth by Sleep. This was without question the hardest boss in the game due to the sheer unpredictability of his moveset. I was able to get a couple good licks in here and there, but for the most part, this fight was a complete struggle. Come on, heal, heal, heal. Come on. Fly to the edge. And fly right back. He's gonna pop out somewhere. He's gonna pop. Oh no. Ah, come on. Oh. Come on. Keep sending it, keep sending it, keep sending it, keep sending it, baby. Come on, where's he at? Keep sending it, baby. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Oh my god! Ah! I didn't think I was actually gonna do it. Ah! Lingering Will, trophy earned. That should be everything from my journal. Seeker, collect all character link entries. Conqueror, collect all mission entries. Professor, there we go, collect all character entries in Jiminy's journal. And Kingdom Hearts 2, master the Platinum Trophy. I cannot believe I actually did it all on Critical. Oh my god. Roughly another year goes by between the events of Kingdom Hearts 2 and the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, with a now 16-year-old Sora back and ready for another battle with the Heartless. Kicking off my new journey, I got a trophy for simply starting the game and made my way to the first of the 9 worlds in it, paying a visit to our old buddy Hercules in Thebes. After a brief run-in with Maleficent, I fought my way through the world, eventually casting Grand Magic for the first time during a battle with some Heartless. This trophy hunt was already off to a great start, and it was about to get even better during the first mini-boss fight of this playthrough. Attack the big guy, attack the big guy. Tall enough to ride. Oh, I got a trophy. Okay. So you guys remember at the start of the video when I mentioned those pro codes that I need for the Risk Taker trophy? Well, basically those were added into the game because after it launched, everyone said Kingdom Hearts 3 was too easy. It launched without critical mode. It didn't have these pro codes, the DLC or anything like that. And honestly, it was just a really, really easy game. So for some reason in my infinite wisdom, I decided that this critical mode playthrough was going to be the right time for me to do these pro code challenges. And, I found out really quickly, oh, that was fucking stupid. You know, just don't get caught when it lifts its foot. Oh, son of a bitch. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh my god. Okay, so it eventually... Oh, that's not good. Come on, finish it off. Yes! Yeah, I don't know about these pro codes, man.
Yes, that's one down.
I don't know about these pro codes.
They're not so tough by themselves.
It's pretty tough, Goofy. It was pretty hard. Continuing the grind to the top of Olympus, I ended up coming face to face with the other 3 Titans, and if you thought I learned my lesson about pro codes after the Rock Titan, you'd be wrong. Okay. Alright, cool. Cool. Oh, and then I get bitch slapped. I get bitch slapped by Lava Boy. Go. Got him! What do I do? What do I do? What do I... Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Don't. Come on. Get him. Oh, that's big time. Ah, that wasn't how that was supposed to go. Oh, okay, maybe it was how that was supposed to go. Come on, one more hit. One more. Yes, sir! Let's go, man! 10,000, we got it. That's the perfect score. Clash of the Gods trophy earned, and Hero's Origin Keyblade has been earned. Before heading to Twilight Town, there was another cutscene with Maleficent where it told me that she was going after a mysterious black box, one that Xigbar seemed to take a particular interest in. After a surprising switch to King Mickey and Riku in the Realm of Darkness, things got weird. It's not me, pal.
It's because you finally found inside you that
the
special
strength
to protect
what matters. It was also here that I had my first of several run-ins with the Demon Tower. Good stuff, Mickey. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yes. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one. Told you. Let's go. In Master Yensid's tower, I then had my Michael Scott moment. No. 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 You and your damn journal can off, you damn cricket. Finally arriving in Twilight Town after what felt like 50 minutes of cutscenes, I learned my first Link command, which was the Meow Meow balloon, killed some enemies with it for a trophy, and then had another fight with the damn demons. Oh, that's so stupid. What? Oh, back to orange eyes. Can't. Nope, move. Go. Up, 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 up. Son of a bitch. It's one of the biggest downsides of this is that I can't use this stuff. Oh my goodness, we did it. With the Demon Tide defeated, I put my Gummi phone to good use, taking a picture with some old friends and tacking another trophy onto the total. Say cheese. Trophy earned. In the forest, after saving him from the Heartless, I became friends with Remy, the rat from Ratatouille. Yeah, his name isn't Ratatouille, for anyone who didn't know that, by the way. Inside the abandoned mansion with Hayner, Pence, and Olette, I got a call from Ienzo on the Gummi phone, and things have gone awry when Evan, who was Vexen in Organization 13, had gone missing and could potentially be joining the now real organization. Upon leaving the mansion, I ran into Xemnas and young Xehanort, and I'm just now realizing I'm throwing a lot of names out at you that you may not know. Kingdom Hearts has a really long and convoluted timeline, and going into it would make you significantly more confused than you might already be, but here's one thing to note. Think of these guys on the screen as like Horcruxes from Harry Potter, and the guy up at the top is Voldemort. Basically, they're all different versions of one dude. Finishing my time in Twilight Town, I quickly grabbed 3 more trophies trophies, first for beating the level, second for earning my first excellent rating at Scrooge and Remy's restaurant, and finally for earning a high score in my first minigame, which I found out you can just quit out of these after you score a point, so yeah. Stop number 3 was in the Toy Story world called Toy Box, where I was greeted by some of my favorite childhood characters, but quickly confused when they claimed to recognize Sora as someone called Yozora, a character from a video game in their universe. I quickly made my way to the toy store where I pretty much got my ass beat on repeat by the Gigas robots, and eventually made my way up to the second floor into a ventilation shaft where I grabbed a trophy for killing my 1000th Heartless. I want the one in the air, I want the one in the air, I want the one in the air, I want the one in the air. Where the hell is it? There it is. Oh, hold up. That's my trophy for, I think, killing 1000 Heartless, it looks like. Yeah, sick. Going through the next few rooms, I reached a large area where I had to find and save Ham from being stuck in a dollhouse, and it was also where I'd finally hit my breaking point with the critical pro code challenge I subjected myself to. Can I, for fuck's sake. I'm trying to lock on to the correct enemy, and it's just like, no, you have to log on to all the NPCs around her, because we hate you. Nope, good. Good, 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 good. Let's go counter shield and block as soon as she comes down, and then attack. This might get her. Okay, almost. Just send it with the attacks. Got her. Thank you. Goodness gracious, man. That sucked. I mean, it killed my critical pro code challenge, but it's fine. I just had to get it done. At the end of the day, you just gotta finish, you know? Heading up to the 3rd floor in the video game store, Xehanort used the doubt in Buzz's heart to turn him against us, and instead of being able to help my friends, I was teleported into the Verum Rex video game, where I had to defeat another horde of Gigas enemies. Back in the toy world, I found out that Buzz disappeared into a dark corridor, and I knew that meant it was time to go and fight this world's final boss, but I wanted to try and get an A rank in the Verum Rex video game for another trophy, so I popped back in there first. Oh. Okay, we got him. I don't think I hit my goal, though. Somehow. I don't know how, because I didn't miss a single f***ing thing. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I get it? Learned Focus Siphon. Got a Strength boost. Centurion. We did get it. Cool. It'd be really nice if my magic came back right now. It'd be super hard. Nice. Come on. Let's hit it with the risk charge thing. If this actually works, this is insane. Like, what? That's so crazy. Those things are so busted, man. That's insane. Inseparable friends. Next stop was the tangled world of Rapunzel in the Kingdom of Corona, where we were quickly introduced to Flynn Rider and saved him from some Heartless. After finding Rapunzel in her tower, we started making our way toward the kingdom when Marluxia appears in a cutscene, seemingly possessing Mother Gothel and reminding me just how much I really dislike his character, even though he's not nearly as bad as Larxine's annoying ass to me. Making my way through the forest, I ran into the Chaos Horse mini-boss and quickly found out that this thing was a goddamn tank. Now I get to fight it. Oh, dear God, that's a horse. Did I save myself by doing that? I literally saved myself by transforming right when I did. Great, great. So it has like 7 health bars? Good. Somebody did the thing to save the main character for a minute. Wow. I wanted to use Flare Force. That's fine. Good job. Arriving at the kingdom, all seemed well, and I even got a chance to show off my pristine dance moves. Okay. There we go. We're doing good. We're chilling. We made it. Oh, look at that. The fairy tale quickly came to an end when Marluxia popped up again and tricked Rapunzel into returning to Mother Gothel's creepy arms before she revealed just how evil she really was and got turned into a giant Heartless. Huh? Oh, dear God. Okay, don't like that. Oh, wow, holy shit, that did a lot of damage. I was gonna say, I don't really know what her moves are, so I'm just kind of attacking and hoping I don't get clapped. Hold on, is this boss AFK? Is it stuck here? Come on, couple hits and it's dead. Couple hits and it's dead, baby. GG's. Happily ever after, and we got the ever after Keyblade. Kingdom Hearts is notorious for its mini-games, and similar to the Mushroom 13 in KH2, KH3 has its own version with the Flantastic 7. Basically, these big flans, or flans, if that's probably the right way to say it, have challenges for me to do spread across the worlds, and during the Orange One's mission here, I snapped my 50th picture for another trophy, and then made my way back to the kingdom to hone in on my abilities as a dancer. And here I was, concerned that I couldn't get the 70 I needed. Festive Dancer trophy earned. That should not have been as annoying as it was. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm actually having a ton of fun doing this platinum trophy, and if you're enjoying it too, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. And if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, comment down below and tell me which game you want to see me do next. World number 4 on my trip was Monstropolis, and it was also home to what was easily my favorite form change for Sora in the game. Just look at this little monster man, he looks so happy. In this world, the enemies were a bit different than the ones I'd fought to this point, as for the first time since Birth by Sleep, the Unversed made an appearance. Randall was back to try and cause Mike and Sully more problems, and he tailed us on the way to finding Boo's door so we could send her back home. Eventually, Randall revealed that the Unversed were working with him, and when he tried to show that off, it failed hilariously.
Now, I command you to destroy them. Huh? Hey, come on!
The reason the Unversed are here is because the one and only brother of darkness, Vanitas, was here, and as we learned in BBS, he controls the Unversed since he is, or at least was, pure darkness when created. Unfortunately for me, Randall might have failed, but Vanitas sure didn't, and because of his efforts, it was time to face off against this ungodly mess of muck. I mean, whole bunch of reactions, I guess. What the fuck? How do I get out of the... Oh, it takes a lot of damage in this form. Hit it with this. What? Oh, okay. I attacked it from inside, which was a little confusing. Come on, a couple hits. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. After exiting the world and grabbing another trophy, I got a couple of phone calls, one of which was Chip and Dale telling me to meet Merlin in Twilight Town, so I went there, and once I did, he transported me into the land of Pooh Bear in 100 Acre Wood. There wasn't a ton that went on in this world, mostly just playing minigames and helping the gang around Rabbit's crops, and to be honest, I found it really underwhelming compared to each of my previous visits to the world in KH1 and 2, but hey, I got another trophy and that's why we're here, right? Over in Arendelle, okay, listen. This might be the worst world in Kingdom Hearts history. Not only is the story pretty much just what happens word for word, bar for bar in the movie, we never even make it to the kingdom. And it all took place on a mountaintop, and it was bad. There are several cutscenes in this world that are literally just scenes from the movie. Oh, yeah, and Larxine's here, and once again, she sucks ass. Meeting our new friends Olaf, Sven, Kristoff, and Anna, the boys and I made it to Elsa's frozen castle, and then were chased off by her big marshmallow friend, and then had ourselves a good old-fashioned fight. And send it. Boinked him on his noggin. Get just the extra damage in there. No, I guarded. I hit square. For fuck's sake. This is so fucking stupid. I get hit one goddamn time by this fucking stupid snowman and I die. This should get him down. Go, go, go. Okay, stop celebrating, you assholes. Okay, thank God. That sucked. Shortly after that, the big guy ended up on my side because he realized we both just wanted to help Elsa. We're good guys. And once we finally made it to her, I got into the most random and one of the worst boss fights in this game because I randomly had to fight against the Norse wolf Skull? Why? I feel like Skull is the most random cameo, like random enemy they could have dropped here. It's very odd to me. Sub-Zero Impact. Oh, okay. Alright, big guy. This might end him. This should end him, actually. Beautiful. Hopefully the Keyblade's worth it, because that world kind of sucked. Crystal Snow, an Act of True Love trophy earned. Before exiting Arendelle, I went back around to collect some treasures that I missed, got some kills for my 3000th Heartless kill, and then I took on the Frozen Slider minigame and set a high score for another trophy. In between the worlds, I got another cutscene, this time explaining the reason that several organization members that I quite literally killed in Kingdom Hearts 2 made their return to the real organization, and it reminded me of my favorite piece of Kingdom Hearts fan lore. Demyx is the master of masters. I think that's my favorite Kingdom Hearts theory, that Demyx is going to end up being the master of masters.
I got benched.
Because that would be pretty fucking wild. It makes so much sense. Splashing my way into the Caribbean with Jack Sparrow and the gang, I was back in what was just my absolute favorite way to play Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure it's yours too. Swimming around and somehow breathing underwater because magic. After helping Jack get his ship back, I found out that Luxord and Vexen from the organization were here stirring up trouble, looking for the black box, and took out a flying Heartless afterwards, which was admittedly fun, but felt pretty random. I got to swimming, where I quickly got into a boss fight against a giant anglerfish, and it went surprisingly well. You gotta swim. You gotta swim. Ah! But it's fine, I think. I don't want to speak too soon, but as long as I don't do anything dumb. Good news is, if I get hit and don't die, I at least have my cure still, so I shouldn't need it. Come on, come on, come on. Got him. Most of the combat in this world takes place on ships, and while it was a nice change of pace from being stuck underwater the whole time, I really didn't love it all that much. Making my way to the port, I got sent on a mission to collect some crabs around the area, which would fix the ship, and the crabs also helped upgrade the ship, so the more of those I collected afterwards, the better my ship would be. Once I got it to around level 5, I decided I was probably safe enough to head toward the final encounter where all of the pirates were having their final showdown. Luxord quickly revealed that even the organization doesn't know what's in the black box, and then sent the Kraken out after us, and once it was taken out, it was time for me to deal with Davy Jones once and for all. I hit the wrong one. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I might be stuck fighting the tentacles again. Be real cool if there was a way for me to turn that off so I didn't have to do that one again. Attack me. Okay. We did it. I literally called him to attack me and then didn't guard also, which could have, like, if I didn't have health, I would have goaded myself into dying like an idiot. Show me my Keyblade. The Wheel of Fate and Way of the Pirate is the trophy we get for that. In a post-world cutscene, the gang back in Twilight Town somehow managed to outsmart Xemnas and save Ansem the Wise, which quickly led to the reveal that Vexen, or Evan now I guess, was actually on our side this whole time. Sticking in the Caribbean, I found enough crabs to reach max level with my ship, and then used that to finish hunting down and destroying 200 total enemy ships, which was a huge grind itself. Thank God. I am out of here. That was annoying. There was no way to keep track of it, at least not that I saw. I didn't see pirate ship or anything in the compendium, whatever you want to call it. I'm good. I'm out. The final world I had to visit before the actual final world was San Francisco, and as someone who's never watched Big Hero 6, I really didn't know what to expect here. Meeting some new friends after a battle on the bridge, I went through their training program to test my skills and teach them some new ones as well. We ended up all teaming together with Sora, going as far to call our trio of him, Donald, and Goofy the Keyblade Hero 3, which I thought was actually pretty funny. Pretty quickly, Hero's team ended up being captured or chased around by one of his former creations called the Dark Cubes, and when we tried to stop them, nothing we did could cause them any harm. Much to Sora's surprise, it was revealed that Riku was working for the organization, but it wasn't actually Riku. It was Riku Replica from Chain of Memories. Don't think too much about that, it gets really confusing really quickly. He reveals that he has the data to recreate the original Baymax and use him to attack us. A last-ditch effort to defeat the Dark Cubes was next on my list, and here's how that went. So, I mean, it's pretty much just block fest and then attack when I get an opportunity. That seems pretty, like a pretty basic fight, I guess. Okay, that's doing significantly better damage. Love that. Good. Okay, now we just gotta watch out. That's fine, we'll get it right now. Use Flare Force for good measure. Beautiful. With them defeated, Riku immediately said "F it" and turned the cubes into Dark Baymax, and unfortunately for Hero, I had to kill his first friend. I mean, it looks like I can just actually avoid those. Oh, okay, I can shoot him. Ah, okay. Here we go. Something actually happening.
What?
Sky Strike.
Understood.
Let's see what this does. Damn. Heal. Ah. Was it really that easy? Not that I'm, like, looking for a bunch of deaths or anything, but I like a challenge, you know? The Nano Gear and Making a Difference trophy earned. A well-balanced Keyblade. Form changes nano arms. Before leaving the world, I found the final flaw and completed its minigame, but apparently I didn't even need to get the high score to grab this trophy. I saw it at the last second and was like, oh, I'll get it. Idiot. Do that again. Oh, I get the trophy just for participating in it. I didn't even I didn't even get the stuff. Another phone call from Chip and Dale came through, and it was time to enter the realm of darkness to find and save both Riku and King Mickey, so we headed to Destiny Island and found a Keyblade that could unlock the door we went through all the way back in KH1. Come on, there we go. 2 attempts. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. With Aqua saved, we returned to the land of departure to revive Ventus, and quickly got attacked by Vanitas, but this time, while playing as Aqua, I quickly beat him and then scared him off because he didn't want to fight us 3-on-1. Now with all 7 Heroes of Light back together, it was time to head to the Keyblade Graveyard for the final confrontation with the 13 Darknesses. The hearts joined to his. That is for gathering the 7 Guardians of Light. To say the ending of this game is insane would be an absolute understatement. The organization obviously was never going to fight fair, and summoned a massive group of thousands of Heartless to swarm us, and I was able to finish off the group with this really cool train animation. Terranort then proceeded to literally end every single one of the 7 good guys, as the Demon Tide then engulfed everyone in darkness, effectively killing all of us. Waking up in the final world and meeting Chirithy, I had to run around and collect the pieces of myself to become restored and return to the world. Back in the real world, I knew I needed to make some serious upgrades, so I maxed out my first Keyblade to make my life a bit easier. Okay, let's max it out while we're here. I mean, what the hell? Blade Master, trophy earned for maxing out my Wheel of Fate Keyblade. After reuniting with Kairi, the 7 lights were officially complete again.
Go after 'em.
No matter what, reunite with Kairi. At this point, I still felt like I was at a disadvantage even with the upgraded Keyblade, so I decided there was no better time than the present to craft the true best weapon in Kingdom Hearts, and on the way to having the materials for that, I killed my 5,000th Heartless. As long as I'm not a complete dumbass, I should be able to craft the Ultima weapon now. It's about to go down, baby. Ultima weapon has been created, and that is all I will be using for the rest of this playthrough. Back in the fold with my Ultima weapon, it was time to rewrite the wrongs and take down the organization once and for all. The return of the Lingering Will to stop Terranort went so hard, and then defeating the Demon Tide for good with the help of Ephemer and the Keyblade wielders of old was just insane. Hell, even Yensid decided to show up and drop his hammer on Dark Riku's forehead to clear our path. This next area was battle after battle as I kept teaming with my friends to defeat the organization members group by group before a huge 3-on-3 confrontation with Sora, Riku, and Mickey against the 3 remaining versions of Xehanort. Since I made sure to collect every treasure in the world before getting here, I found the final one needed for another trophy in the middle of this maze before heading out. With all of them defeated, Master Xehanort called on his final move, activating Kingdom Hearts with the power of the Keyblade that was crafted from our battle just now, and as you can see, I was utterly lost for words by this point. Sora, being the brave boy he is, knew it was time to chase after the man, so we leapt into Kingdom Hearts and kicked off the final fight. This led me to Scala Ad Kylum, which was at one point the home to all Keyblade wielders, and then I was forced to take out a group of Xehanorts with the powers of his organization members, and I dropped them all before this happened. What? Whoa. What in the f is that? I am shitting bricks. I didn't mean to finish there, it's fine. Okay, I guess it's a good thing I did. Ah, stupid. That was dumb. That was dumb. Why did I go at that? Okay. I was not sure how much that was going to do. Ultimate form, beautiful. Come on. How do you even win this fight? What? I have to fight him underwater? Oh, this is just bullshit. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where... Ah, come on. Okay. That was extremely annoying. I'm glad that phase is done. Or hopefully, anyways. Okay, I don't know if this is really going to do it.
You think you have won?
Well, that tells me I haven't. Here goes nothing. Ah, come on. Good. Oh my god, a whole bunch of guards. Just got to do a whole bunch of counterattacks. Ultimate form. I wonder if this is, like, more powerful when I'm actually in the ultimate form. Okay, that just knocked him to over half. Would have done more if not for this cutscene. What? In the fuck? I have to fight Kingdom Hearts too? I don't even know if that makes any sense. He just took my light. Like, what does that even mean? How do I get my light back? Return to the light. Okay. Dude, what on earth is happening? Okay, I have to avoid that, clearly. Oh my god. What do you f***ing mean? And I have nothing, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. Oh my god, I did it. What? Finish him. Huh. With Xehanort defeated, everyone got their happy ending. Well, almost. A few insane post-credit scenes set up Kingdom Hearts 4, and it was time to clean up the remaining trophies for this platinum. Another chapter closed. Before going anywhere else, I stayed in the Keyblade graveyard and took on the final enemy before the DLC. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, it's 3-star. This is the first one that's actually 3. Whoa! Defeat the Dark Inferno. Oh dear god, my timing was horrible. Okay, good. Bought myself enough time to heal. That was the whole goal there. Come on. Come on, dummy. Bought myself that time to heal just to up and lose it immediately. Stupid. Oh. Hold on, that might get him. Hold on, that might get him. Yes! Know thine enemy! Complete the adversary section of the Gummi phone. We got the Crystal Regalia. I then went around and photographed any of the Mickey ears I was missing to this point, with the final few being in 100 Acre Wood. Then I found and fought the Schwarzgeist Gummi enemy and took it down to earn the Golden Highwind Gummi ship, which helped me to then get an A rank in everything space had to offer, grabbed myself 20 unique treasures, and took a picture of the final constellations. I collected and played every minigame, setting high scores in each to become classically trained, and then found the final ingredients I had yet to discover, and went directly to the bistro to become a master chef. Back in San Francisco, I used the new Grand Chef Keyblade that I had, and took its shot locks out against these enemies to complete that section of the Gummi phone, and then got an A rank in the Flash Tracer courses to tack 2 more trophies onto my total. The last 2 things I needed to do were finish synthesizing everything and the grind to level 99. The first one was easy with all the materials I'd collected throughout the game. I just needed to finish the Moogle missions, and that was taken care of. To finish the grind for level 99, I literally just kept going into the battle gates with the EXP boost on from Little Chef's recipe, and it ended up taking no time at all. Okay, I need 3000 XP. Literally the first attack I do in this should get me to 99 and get me the platinum. So we're gonna celebrate hard and try not to get attacked while celebrating, because okay, this one should do it. This one should do it. Leveled out, level 99. We did it. We did it. Pop it. Kingdom Hearts 3 Complete Master. Now, I am the Complete Master of Kingdom Hearts 3, but, and we did do it all on Critical, but I still have to do the Remind DLC. So, here goes nothing.
The thing about the Remind DLC is that it's basically just a rehash of the ending of the base game, but this time Sora gets to come back and fix all of the mistakes in order to get the pieces of Kairi that Xehanort broke off in order to save her with the power of waking. They did add some really cool spots in here where you have the chance to play as several other characters, including Aqua, Roxas, and even Kairi in the final fight against Xehanort. The DLC really tied things together nicely for where they want to take the series in the future, and I really dug it personally. This scene where all of the Keyblade wielders came together to fight the Xehanort organization replicas was pure cinema as well, and it finally gave us a chance to see the Rat King Mickey do something of note for once before Kairi and I ended Xehanort one final time.
Get him. Okay. I guess we did it. Behind the curtain. So that is the Remind DLC completed. Entering into the data battles section of the DLC, I took on young Xehanort first, and even with him being pretty easy, it took me a good hour or so to really hone in on his moveset and take him down. Much like I did in KH2's video, rather than going and showing every fight because that will take forever, this will be my ranking of the organization data battles in Kingdom Hearts 3. Starting at the bottom with number 13, the easiest fight was Luxord for me. Young Xehanort at number 12, he was really easy, like I said. It only took me maybe an hour to kind of figure him out and really get it in there. Xigbar, another one, all you have to do is just get used to playing far away from your opponent, and he's a cakewalk. Surprisingly, at number 10, I have Xion. I thought she was very simple to figure out. As long as you didn't screw up and hit the light beams in like the middle section of the fight, she was pretty easy. At first, I did find Terranort very annoying, but he's here at number 9 because pretty quickly I figured out what he was weak against, and it made him super easy. Another Xehanort version, at number 8, I have Ansem. He was super simple. That's really all there is to say about it. At number 7, I have Vanitas, and I thought he'd be harder than he ended up being. He felt like a really toned down version of his harder fights that we've had with him in the past. At number 6, I have another version of Xehanort, this time Xemnas. He was nothing like his Kingdom Hearts 2 fight. The difficulty was a cakewalk. The top 5 were easily the most annoying. These were the ones I just, for the most part, didn't really like at all. Larxene is number 5, and as you guys know, I hate her. There's nothing redeeming about her to me. So she was just annoying. She's super fast, hard to catch up with if you don't have super quick reflexes, or if you're an old man like me. Wasn't great. Number 5. Number 4 was Syx. He's actually the one out of this group that I didn't just straight up dislike, truthfully. His DM definitely was tough to figure out, but for the most part, I didn't find him to be a difficult fight. Number 3 was Marluxia. He was really tough. I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but he was definitely up there. He did have a lot of punishable moments, which was nice, so that made it more doable, I guess. Riku Replica, I absolutely hated this fight. There was nothing about it that I enjoyed. He was very much all over the place. He has no clear pattern, and it just got agitating after a while. And then Master Xehanort, this fight took me far and away the most time outside of the next guy we're going to talk about, and I don't necessarily think it was because I found him difficult. I just fucked up a lot. But that was the list of the 13 data organization battles, and with them out of the way, it was time to take on the single hardest challenge in Kingdom Hearts history, a one-on-one battle with Yozora, the secret super boss of this DLC. Answer the question, man. Ugh. Did he just use his DM at the start of the first fight? I don't even know how to... I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I don't have the slightest clue. What the... Huh. I just... After spending nearly 3 days of trying to learn his moveset and beat him on critical, I had to throw in the towel. I couldn't do it. I hate that I couldn't do it, but at this point, wanting to get this video out in some relative time, I had to stop and switch over to working on the game with pro codes to get Risk Taker on beginner. I flew through this playthrough and made it all the way back to the DLC against the organization once again, finally finishing this challenge off by defeating Xion one more time. Back up against Yozora once again, I still spent a good 4 or so hours facing off against him until it finally happened. I don't even care at this point. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I have to try it. Where'd he go?
Please, for the love of all that is holy. Please. Oh my god, thank you so much. I'm so done, dude. Oh my god, brother. It has been 5 days since I platinumed this game. I don't care that it was beginner. I don't care that it wasn't a challenge. I don't care that I had the cheese it at the end. I don't give a It's done. I did it. Comment anything. Talking shit that I beat him on beginner or that I beat him with a link. You can lick the sweat off of my taint hair, okay? Beyond the curtain, I also got the Crystal Regalia Plus. I have 1 trophy left to get. These easy codes, these easy merits are a cakewalk. I'll have them done. All that was left now was 1 trophy called All-Rounder for completing all of the easy code challenges, which were, in fact, very easy. This took me maybe 30 minutes total between traveling around and completing the challenges. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. A rank. Give it to me. Schwarzgeist challenge, All-Rounder, and that is every single thing in Kingdom Hearts 3. Mostly on critical. Oh, I'm going to bed, man. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video. Comment down below something you'd like to see me do next. I'll see you in the next one.